Does this make me spiritual? Does this make me spiritual? Am I spiritual if I have a salt lamp? Does this make me spiritual? Does this make me spiritual? Does this make me spiritual? Wait, does this mean I'm spiritual? What about now? I must be spiritual because I own a singing bowl. You know, I always get a little bit of a kind of ick factor when it comes to me doing videos about spirituality, yet I find myself unable to stop doing videos on them because I think it's important, and here's why. It's not how many law of attraction or books on Buddha you can read, and it's not how many essential oils or crystals you can collect. Spirituality is not how long you can meditate for. It's not a competition. It's not being all new agey and feeling the need to hug trees. And when you run into the issue of spirituality getting lumped into one big social media marketing stereotype group, that's where you get a little lost with it. The concept of spirituality, honestly, I think it's remnants of growing up Catholic, going to Catholic school all my life, and having this guilt within me, or PTSD of organized religion, and not wanting to be associated with organized religion. Sometimes I feel safe when I tell people, hey guys, I'm not that spiritual. Like, I still like dark stuff. I like heavy metal. You know, I like wearing dark clothes. I like, you know, dark things, whatever. That just goes to show that there's shadows in me that are not comfortable because maybe trauma, you know, Catholic guilt, whatever. Organized religion, don't want anything to do with it. And I think there's a stigma right now with the word spirituality. If you put the word spirit, people freak out. Like, you put the word spirit in anything, people run away, they scatter away. And this could be because of they associate it with organized religion, man-made concepts, stuff like that. And I want to talk about that today because I think it's something that we have this stigma with spirituality. And I hate the word. Let's just get rid of the word altogether. Because spirituality is not how long you can meditate, who can, you know, attend the longest ceremony, or who could wear the most crystals on their wrist, right? It's not all this new age stuff that it plays out to be, and that's kind of the concept of it now, and why people get annoyed with it, or they associate it with, you see a lot of influencers replace the word God with universe, and I've done this as well, because God or Jesus, or these are associated with organized religions, and it's not the same thing. It can be the same thing, and then if you're a religious person, organized religion, you can be very spiritual. But being spiritual does not equal organized religion, and this is what scares people off. Right away, they may not click on this video because it has the word spirituality in it, or religion in it, because people freak out. So I hate the word spiritual, and hate is a strong word, okay? I strongly dislike spirituality, but I can't help myself from talking about spiritual concepts in my videos, and here's why. True spirituality is not about new agey stuff. It's not about meditating. It's not about Jesus. It's not about God. It is about you and being the most aligned, authentic you in the world. And even the word authentic gives me a little bit of a ick factor because everybody's using it. Find your authenticity, right? Be your true self, be your higher self. People get for higher self. What is higher self, right? All these ambiguous concept. What is my higher self? Is this a self beyond me, you know? Then we're getting more into that religious God territory that really, really freaks me out. I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist, right? Anti-religion. And I used to be this way too, because I don't agree with organized religions. If that's what you believe, that is fine, or props to you, but I just want you to do it for the right reasons, okay? You know, because true spirit or true self doesn't condemn or judge other people, and it doesn't condemn or judge oneself, okay? It empowers you. It should empower you, not disempower you in life. And that is my philosophy on it. That is my opinion on it. That's why I do videos about getting to the core of who you are, right? True authenticity rather than man-made concepts, organized religions, you know, pray to this God, give you false hope in life. Because you, at the end of the day, are the most important person, right? You are the most... you have you, and that's it at the end of the day, right? Everything else can be noise, everything else can be static in life. So some catchwords that freak other people out, freak me out to a certain degree. God, ick. Jesus, ick. New Age, ick. Spirituality, ick. Higher self, ick. People scatter, run away. I'm not gonna watch this video because it's associated, this person's religious. They're like a Bible Belt. And here's why it freaks everybody out, because we've become such a politically charged and divided society where we think, you know, we're putting like organized religion into everything. We're putting God into everything. We're putting all these things, and I don't like to use the word God because I don't believe there's a God sitting up on a cloud anywhere. I think universe, people use universe because it's such a better concept for what's going on here, that we're a microcosm of something bigger around us, of all the elements. We're a representation of the stars, of the moon, of the sun, of the cosmic circle. So I like to believe that we are aligned in one consciousness with nature, and that we're not separate from something, or that we need to rely on something to judge us in order to live our most aligned and purposeful life, really. So that's what I think being spiritual is not about boasting about how long you can meditate, how many books you've read on spiritual concepts, or how many gurus you've like gone and seen, or that you've traveled on the other side of the world or to India to meditate and pray and really find yourself. It can be a very slow, organic, quiet thing. Like, shh. A lot of people have spiritual awakenings. They don't want to call it an awakening, but it could be like a wake-up call for somebody. And they're not going to associate it with anything religious or spiritual or new agey, right? Because it's gotten kind of a toxic feel to it in the world because we're so divided. It's like, oh, those people, right? Those people and their crystals and their sage and their whatever. It can be a very quiet thing where people don't want to admit that they're going through something, where they're going through this period of like self-realization, self-actualization of, okay, where I am in my life right now, am I happy? What is kind of eating away at my soul? What is draining me? And what's giving me energy in life? Like, where do I feel the most free, the most aligned, the most alive? That is getting to the core of who you are, your true, authentic self. I feel like a lot of people, they spend so much time condemning others and judging others that they disempower themselves. They lose the ability to be spiritual within themselves, the ability to be their truest, most authentic self. Because true spirit, whatever you want to call it, or whatever, fill in the blank, whatever word that doesn't drive you away, doesn't judge, doesn't condemn, it accepts, right? It aligns, it empowers. It doesn't argue, it doesn't fight, it doesn't debate on social media, right? It doesn't think from an ego standpoint. And that's what I think the difference, a lot of organized religions or a lot of like Bible Belt, really hardcore people, they just condemn other people for being themselves or trying to be themselves, and they're always judging, and they're taking, in the meantime, they're taking so much power away from, energy away from themselves, that they can't really grasp the true concept of what being like an enlightened or evolved or conscious human being really is. What being authentic is, what being connected to your source of like who you really are in this world. So always looking at it, a lot of religions are looking at it from a very humanistic ego standpoint, right? Power, control, sometimes it's about money, not always, right? I'm not trying to condemn anybody, but I'm just saying, if you are in organized religion, for example, and you find yourself being like angry at other groups, other people, you know, intimidated, maybe people who are not like you or don't believe what you believe, take a look at that deeper. I just want people to be a little more aware of why they're believing what they're believing, whether it's an expectation, whether you just grew up into it, you were born into it, or whether you have kind of like the PTSD from, you know, the ex-Catholic guilt or the ex-whatever fill-in-the-blank guilt from something in your past that turns you into very anti this, anti that. Oh, I'm not going to listen to anything they say about any of this stuff. It's crap. It's BS, right? I'm not going to think beyond this little box here, okay? But it's not about that. It's not about groups. It's not about condemning. It's not about who's right, who's wrong. Because at the end of the day, we're all right and we're all wrong. Like there's no such thing. There's no good, there's no bad. There's just vibration in the universe, right? What we're attracting and what we're deflecting, you know, from us. But at the end of the day, think about it. What you believe right now, if the strong-held values and morals that you have in your life, if you're very, you know, opposed to certain words or certain terms or certain groups or certain things that are spiritual, just ask yourself, why am I so afraid to like be aligned with myself? Who told us as human beings that self-love and self-acceptance, can't even say that right, but was corny, like stupid, dumb? Why do we have to go through life thinking that, oh, we must suffer? That's the other thing too. Like if there's any group or any religion that says you have to just suffer in life, it's all about suffering, suffering, suffering. That is really disempowering to any human trying to accept themselves, you know? Like you have to suffer your way in order to get this place of acceptance. I don't agree with that. I'm just saying, I don't agree with that. But I just want you to take a look at, you know, certain things and why certain people believe certain things, and maybe veer outside the box a little bit about why. So while I have my own kind of cringe words or ick factors about all of this kind of stuff, I find myself like I can't stop talking about it because I think it's so important. It's so crucial to get to those belief sets, like what you believe, what you're doing in your life, those values, those morals. Is it because you just kind of grew into it? Are they really yours, or are they somebody else's that has been placed on you that you think are yours? That's all I'm saying. I think this is so so crucial, and it's a shame that we've become so divided on these like cringe words or ick factors because we associate them with like stereotypes and groups, and but I'm going to keep talking about it because I think it's important for every human being to feel aligned and purposeful in their life and not go throughout life thinking that they need that like big judgment day is coming upon them, that they need to suffer through or worry about every little thing that they're doing in order to get to, you know, another place beyond where they are now. I think we should be present with ourselves. I think we should broaden our horizons instead of condemning people, instead of judging people, taking energy away from ourselves, and boost ourselves up by recognizing that we are part of the same thing. We're a microcosm of something really special, something really cool, something really amazing, right? Call it what you want. These are just labels and terms that human beings have slapped on, and like we do with everything else, we got to have issue with this and that, and this is dumb, that's stupid, like this is the way, I'm right, you're wrong. This is all ego, okay? This is all the human ego at play. And you know, your spiritual experience, awakening, whatever you want to call it, what you're going through right now, what you're going through right now. If you're going through a tough time and you're in a place where you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right to me anymore, this doesn't feel aligned, I want something better for my future, I want to feel happy in my life. That is the true goal. I want to feel happy, I want to feel aligned, I want to feel like I wake up every day and I'm not struggling to get through, and I'm not in fear, and I'm not worried about my future, you know? So this is what we should put more attention on, I think. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below. I know there's a lot of stigmas out in society. There's a lot of, you know, people are going to have an opinion on anything when it comes to religion, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to like acceptance. I just want to like throw out some of those words, just like take off all the labels, and what's the end goal that you're trying to get to. So anyway, yeah, I will see you on the next video. Peace.